So Coach Prime Colorado Buffaloes had a subpar season last year, going 4-8. Only 2 games they really got beat bad. The rest of them was within 7. So how good will they be for the 2024 season? I'm gonna give you guys my honest opinion. I'm not gonna be biased when we start speaking about the 2024 season predictions. So let's get to it.
Every other city I go, from Colorado to the Bayou I go. Y'all know the motto, get a info I know. My people know it's Mad Dog TV, let's go. To every other every city I go. From Colorado to the Bayou I go. Y'all know the motto, get a info I know.
So this time last year, early January, a lot of people projected Coach Prime Colorado Buffaloes to go 8-4, or at least over 500 as far as their win percentage. Although they went 4-8, it's still a big, large improvement when you consider them being 1-11 before Coach Prime stepping foot in Colorado. But will that change as far as Coach Prime in 2024? Will this team finally at least get to a bowl season? We're going to talk about all that in this video, so let's keep the train rolling. All right, so we got North Dakota State, first game, August 31st. I'm going to go ahead and say we're going to win this football game, although it do scare me a little bit because North Dakota State is not one of those normal first games as you open up the season. This game scares me a little bit because North Dakota State has been the standard of excellence in as far as football subdivision for over a decade, spanning multiple coaches and quarterbacks. This includes a 9-4 mark against football subdivision schools, including a stunning 2016 road win over number 13th Iowa. That said, I'm still predicting Colorado to come away victorious in this football game. My projected score is maybe like a 35-24 type of football game, as Coach Prime them can open up the gate and win as they do, or as they done last season against TCU. And I don't see why they can't open up the season 1-0 against North Dakota State. As long as they all understand they have to play 4 quarters as well as not overlook this team, because this team is decent. The second game we have is on September 7th against Nebraska Cornhuskers. This will be a very good high rivalry style game. Colorado and Nebraska have both improved this offseason, with the Cornhuskers picking up a 5-star quarterback, legacy player. Colorado should be seeing Raiola at the right time early in his career. So I see the Buffaloes going into Lincoln and beating the Huskers for the 4th straight time, in my personal opinion. I'm looking at maybe a 31-17 type of game, although the Nebraska Cornhuskers do have a quarterback, which is something they did need against Colorado last time. But the fact that Colorado just too explosive on the offense side of the football, I just feel like they can outscore Nebraska when we start thinking about this football game. So I'm going to go 2-0, 31-17, Colorado. So the third game we got September 14th is Colorado State. I do feel like we can win this football game, but this is a game right here that you do not want to just overlook. This is a rivalry game. This is a team that is willing to do any and everything to win this game. So you better be on your P's and Q's. I hope that in almost identical spot to last season, the Buff will play better in 2024 against this state rival Colorado State team. Colorado was nearly upset by this team last year, but produced an Elway 98-yard offensive drive to tie that game in the final seconds. The Buffs should be focused and ready to go as they travel to Fort Collins for another on-campus Rocky Mountain showdown. I project this score to be somewhere maybe like a 42-30 type of football game, as Colorado can go 3-0 after this football game. I expect it to be high scoring, just like it was last season. The next one we have is Baylor. This is another one that scares me a little bit, which is going to be on August the 21st. But I still feel like Colorado can get the job done. In the Buffs' first Big 12 game since 2010, Colorado will face a Bears team that struggled last season. Folsom Field should be rocking, and I see the Buffaloes improving to a 4-0 record, maybe something like a 45-21. Baylor has struggled a lot last season, so I'm unsure what they got as far as from the transfer portal or recruits. I don't think they did much as far as that goes. With that being said, especially with what Coach Prime has added to this team during this offseason, I'm going 4-0, and this will be our first win in the Big 12, 45-21. Next up, we have is August 28th, Central Florida Knights. This is a game right here that you want to circle because this is a football team that's very skilled. If you're a longtime fan of the Denver Broncos, you've seen how tricky it has been for that team to win in Florida. This game feels tricky as well. UCF was solid in 2023, but has rebounded with a solid recruiting class that ranks near the top of the new Big 12. Colorado will let this one slip away if they're not on their P's and Q's, dropping it their first game potentially. I'm going to say Colorado can win this game 28-20 and go 5-0, which is a 2-0 in the Big 12. I have high expectations for this football team, but this is the first game on their schedule, in my opinion, that they're going to be challenged the most. So on October 12th, we have Kansas State. I feel very, very good about this football game. You guys know Dylan Edwards will be returning to face off against his former team, but I feel like it's going to be a quarterback competition thing. I feel like with Shedeur Sanders being a veteran and Kansas State losing their quarterback to the transfer portal, Will Howard, I feel like with that happening, Colorado have an upside. Colorado would get a win against this football team as against their old rival back to Boulder. I'm looking for a 45-24 type of football game. Colorado will still remain undefeated and will be 3-0 in the Big 12. And yes, I really seriously believe that. So on October 19th, we have Arizona Wildcats. I also feel like this is a win as well. Last year's Arizona game was a heartbreaker for Colorado. The Buffs never trailed, but still watched the Wildcats hit a game-winning field goal as time expired. Arizona has been turned upside down with head coach Jed Fitch leaving for Washington, and while the Wildcats still have talent, Colorado will get its revenge because Colorado still have a lot of guys in place as well as the coaching staff. So I feel like with the coaching situation at Arizona, going to give Colorado more of an edge. And you guys know Colorado has more NFL experience on their staff as well. So I'm looking at maybe a 31-27 type of victory. A very close game. I'm not going to disrespect Arizona, but I just feel like with the new coaches, it's going to be pretty tough for them to knock down Colorado. This right here keeps them at a 7-0, 4-0 Big 12 record. Next up on October 26th, you got Cincinnati Bearcats. Cincinnati has fallen off since going to the college football playoff in 2021, sinking to the bottom of the Big 12. Colorado would keep on rolling along at the home against the Bearcats. I'm looking for this to not even be close, 38-14. Las Vegas has Colorado to win this game by at least 2 scores as well. This would keep them at 8-0, 5-0 in the Big 12. No disrespect to Cincinnati Bearcats, but they haven't really been doing much as of 2021. So why should they beat Colorado when Colorado, once again, as I said before, only got beat bad 2 games? And I feel very confident that they can actually finish a lot of those closer games for the 2024 season. If you guys been watching this video up to this point and you saying to yourself Mag Dog is being biased, well, maybe this will change your mind. November 9th, Colorado will play against Texas Tech in Texas. Texas Tech was in the middle of the conference last year, but has spent the offseason adding several very talented players from the transfer portal. This will be a fun shootout to watch, but I'm giving the nod to the home team. I'm looking at maybe a 38-31 Texas Tech victory, giving Coach Prime Colorado Buffaloes their first loss as far as their record, as well as within the Big 12. I feel like it's going to be a weather advantage. Colorado is normally playing in the more colder climates. I also been paying attention to Shedeur Sanders in the offseason, working out with Cam Ward. You guys know Cam Ward called Shedeur Sanders out for drinking a lot of water and sitting down and acting tired and things like that. And you even heard Shedeur Sanders saying things like, you guys work out in this, y'all used to this. And so I think because of the heat advantage, I'm gonna give Texas Tech the edge, but I still feel like Colorado will fight in this game and scratch and claw. As you guys know, I have very high hopes for this football team, but I'm gonna give Texas Tech the edge in this game. Once again, as I said before, as you guys can see, I'm giving you guys my honest opinion. November 16th, we face off against Utah, and I'm also going to give us an L. Colorado played Utah to close last season, but couldn't slow down the Utah's run game enough to get the win. Utah pretty much dominated the Pac-12 with quarterback Cam Rising, who will be coming back for another year. I see the Buffs dropping a close one at home. I'm going to say maybe a 28-24, which give them the 2 losses and 2 losses in the Big 12. I just feel like Utah running game is going to pretty much dominate Colorado's front 7. But it remains to be seen. As once again, as I said before, I want this team to go undefeated. But as I give you guys this record predictions, I have to give you guys my honest opinion. So when the season is over with and we all come back and we look at this video, we can say, okay, Magdal was close. You know what I'm saying? As a sports analyst, I have to be very, very honest with my projections. Next up, on November 23rd, we play against Kansas Jayhawks. I feel like Colorado should get the job done. The Buffaloes will get an opportunity to play in NFL Stadium at Kansas, and they will host Colorado inside Arrowhead Stadium for this late season showdown. I definitely will be in attendance of this game, by the way. I believe the Buffs will end a mini 2-game losing streak by taking down the Jayhawks 31-24, 8-3, well, 8-2. They also will be 6-2 in the Big 12, but I just feel like Colorado can get the job done. They will be excited. The emotions will be super high playing in the NFL stadium. I'm going to give the edge to Colorado. Lastly, on November 29th, Colorado will face off against Oklahoma State at their home. I feel like Colorado will win this football game once again. Colorado will end its season with a bang at home against the Cowboys. Oklahoma State has been an upper echelon Big 12 team in recent seasons and even played in the Big 12 championship game last year. But Colorado will stake its claim as a top contender in the new look Big 12 by dispatching Oklahoma State University. I'm going to go with maybe a 31-21 type of game, giving Colorado a 9-2 record for the season, along with a 9-2 record in the Big 12. I may be off. I think it's going to be 9-2. They only going to have 2 losses when we get to the end of the season. They will be facing off in the Big 12 championship, and they will go off to the playoffs. This season, we're definitely going to the playoffs. And so maybe a few of those games that I thought we was going to lose, we will win. That's just my personal opinion. I feel like this team is going to go undefeated. You know what I'm saying? But I want to be realistic with giving you guys my honest opinion as far as some of these football games. But in my honest opinion, I feel like this team will go undefeated. They will go to the playoffs. They will dominate the Big 12 championship game. And that's just how I feel, especially with them having a 12th team playoff extension. So I don't see why Colorado can't get to the promised land with a Heisman candidate quarterback, Heisman candidate two-way star, and Travis Hunter, Shiloh Sanders at safety, you know, all these weapons, best wide receivers in the nation. How the hell this team can't go all the way? I'm putting it on the coaches because they have the talent as far as on the football field. Drop a comment, let me know if y'all agree, you disagree, and if you disagree with any of those games, let me know. Hit that like button, man. Make sure you guys hit that like button. Y'all ain't hitting that like button. This helps me grow as a YouTuber as well as get this video out there, man. So if y'all support me, just hit the like button, man. It's free. And make sure you subscribe to the channel. Peace.